Welcome back to the Forest and Climate Change podcast. I am Elena Hidalgo, a PhD in biology and a specialist in genetics. Today, I bring you the fifth episode of the series. In it, we will describe the great complexity of forest ecosystems and the dangers that threaten their delicate balance. In previous episodes, we have seen how important forests are to our well-being. In this episode, titled Biodiversity and Ecosystem Services, we will discover what biodiversity is and how it's measured, and we will describe the services that forest ecosystems provide us. We are all familiar with the term biodiversity, but do we know what we are referring to? Biodiversity refers to the set of animals, plants, and microorganisms species that inhabit an ecosystem. In forests, each species plays a specific role. For example, plants capture energy and matter and incorporate it into the system, while many microorganisms decompose this matter and return the elements it contains to the soil and air. All of these functions are complementary, and all of them are necessary to complete the cycle of elements and energy. But caution, this flow of energy and matter only functions properly if the different species are represented in balanced proportion. For many years, researchers have studied and measured the number of species present in ecosystems and the proportions in which they are found. And all this data from around the world is collected on global biodiversity platforms such as GBIF, Global Biodiversity Information Facility. But we now know that simply counting species is not enough. We also need to measure their internal genetic variability, since each individual of the same species is different from the others and therefore has a different capacity to survive and reproduce in each environment. And this is very important, since genetic variability is the basis of adaptation and evolution. Okay, but why is maintaining biodiversity so important? Many of the goods and services that forests provide depend on forest biodiversity and their balance. These are called ecosystem services, and we define them as the benefits that an ecosystem provides to society and that improves people's health, economy, and quality of life. Environmental or ecosystem services are the result of the proper overall functioning of ecosystems. Among them, we can mention the ability of forests to improve air and water quality, which contributes to people's health and well-being, or cultural services, such as the landscape and other elements whose artistic or recreational value contributes to our emotional well-being. That's all for now. Thank you very much for continuing to listen to the Forest and Climate Change podcast.